Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Yes.
David Lloyd Evans.
And here at Birmingham East, the returning officer is just declaring the
James
result.
George Hacker, 21,793. Arthur William Gaunt, 19,000.
So Jim Hacker's back with an increased majority, and after many years as a shadow minister, seems almost certain to get a post in the new government.
Let's go! Full episode, guys. I'm probably gonna have to overlay it, guys. Just show me Humphrey and burn it, alright? There they are. Just so you guys, if you don't know it, if you haven't watched the clips I've seen of this show, I think it is a brilliant show, and I love it already. This is my first time watching a full episode.
I haven't had a call yet.
Who from?
Our new Prime Minister, of course. Who do you think?
Well, what do you expect? The car's only just got back from the palace. I saw it on the news.
Any moment now, then.
So who's on the phone?
Frank Weisel is coming right over.
Why doesn't he just move in?
Ellie, sometimes I don't understand you. He's my political advisor. I depend on him more than anyone.
Why don't you marry him?
Oh, darling. You do overreact to everything, so. Here we are. Jim Hacker.
Dang it! Okay, no, I'm not. I missed something.
He's my political advisor. I depend on him more than anyone.
Why don't you marry him?
Oh, darling. You do overreact to everything, so. Here we are. Jim Hacker. Yes? Oh, it's you. Yes. It was a good party, wasn't it? Yes, I've got a bit of a headache, too. Look, do you mind if I ring you back? I'm waiting for a rather important call. Yes. Bye-bye. Alderman Spottiswood. I wish people wouldn't keep ringing me up to congratulate me. Don't they realise I'm waiting for the call?
You sound as if you're about to enter the ministry.
Yes, but which ministry? That's the whole point.
It was a joke.
Oh.
So weird to see him not in a suit.
You're very tense.
No, I'm not tense. I'm just a politician's wife. I'm not allowed to have feelings. A happy, carefree politician's wife.
What are you looking for?
Cigarette, I can't find any.
Try the cigarette box.
It's empty.
Take a Librium.
I can't find the Librium. That's why I'm looking for a cigarette. Oh, Jim, I've had it. Would you pop out and get some?
Sorry, love. Don't leave the phone.
Look, if the PM wants you to be in the stupid cabinet, the PM will phone back if you're out. Or you can phone back.
Darling, the whole point is that I ran the campaign against the PM for the leadership. If I'm out, well, who knows?
I could take a message.
There it is. Hello, yes, speaking. Oh, it's you, Michael. No, I haven't had a call. Have you had a call? Bill's had a call. What's he got? Europe? Bill's got Europe.
Lucky Europe. I didn't know Bill could speak French.
No, don't load. What do you...
can hardly speak English. Yeah, I'll call you back if I hear anything. Right. Bye.
I can lower the quality if it keeps happening.
Fingers crossed. Hello. Yes, speaking. It's the gas board.
All right, guys, I gotta lower the quality. It's 360p.
Good Lord, man, that was weeks ago. Yeah, well, would you mind? I'm waiting for a rather important call. Look, Mr. Franklin, there happened to be a general election yesterday. Oh, you voted for the other side, did you? How on earth did you manage to get to the polling booth on the right day? 2 assistants, 3 returns for spare parts. Look, Mr. Franklin, no. Frankly, Franklin, I don't care if the whole central heating system collapses in ruins. I have got to get off this phone. Goodbye.
They won't come now.
If the PM gives me consumer affairs, they'll come.
Wait.
Hello.
Guys.
Hello. Hello.
Darling, that was the front door. It'll be Frank.
How did you,
Did you know Martin's got the Foreign Office?
Has he?
Jack's got health, and Fred's got energy.
Has anyone got brains?
What do you mean, education?
No, I know what I mean.
But what's left? I mean, what have I got?
Rhythm.
Frank, I have
Miss?
heard absolutely nothing. Not that it's surprising. My whole career is going down the drain and up the spout because the Prime Minister of England is totally unable to reach me on the electric telephone. You get it, would you, darling?
This is going to be him.
Hello?
Hello, this is the BBC. We were wondering if Mr. Hacker would like to be interviewed on the PM programme this afternoon.
PM?
PM? Hello, yes, Jim Hacker here. Yes,
Are you available this afternoon?
Yes, any time you like, any time you...
We were wondering if perhaps we could interview you.
Well, yes, I've been hoping you'd call.
Tell me, what job do you think you're likely to get?
I beg your pardon?
Tell me, what job do you think you're likely to get?
B?
Hardly for me to say, is it? That's for you to tell me.
What?
What? I mean, well, it's not up to me to say. I mean, that's for the PM to say. I mean, you're the PM's office. Oh, I see. The BBC PM office. Oh, a silly mistake, yes. Yes. Goodbye.
Well, I did try and tell you.
BBC.
You answer the bloody thing.
Hello? Mrs. Hacker speaking. Oh, congratulations, Prime Minister. It's Annie here.
God, it's so weird for me to see Jim Hacker like this, like, and not in a suit. Is it?
Here.
Yes, Prime Minister. Yes, of course. Yes, Righto. I'll be on the next train.
PM and P, it's so confusing.
Top tip for the Department of Administrative Affairs is Jim Hacker. Kenneth, isn't he on the young side for a cabinet post?
Is that Humphrey?
Yes, well, he is in his late 40s.
And Downing?
It's certainly a jump up for him. On the other hand, this department's been a bit of a political graveyard recently. A further group of cabinet appointments has now been announced from number 10. The post of Minister of Administrative Affairs goes to Jim Hacker,
How did they
former
get-
Shadow Minister for Agriculture.
How were they able to film in front? I feel like if you went to film in front of the White House, you'd be like, get away.
Administrative
Okay.
Affairs goes to Jim Hacker.
I gotta
the
shut up.
former Shadow Minister for Agriculture.
Good afternoon, Minister.
Humphrey.
Principal Private Secretary. This is Mr. Lloyd Pritchard, Assistant Prime Minister.
This is my political advisor.
Oh, yes, of course. Mr. Wise. I was the Minister's Principal Private Secretary, but of course that was in the last government, Minister. However, if you...
Oh, no. I'm sure you'll be just a thing.
Thank you, Minister. How kind.
Where are we all going to?
Well, you're going to your office, Minister.
I'm gonna lose it when Humphrey shows up.
What about Frank? Where's Frank?
Oh, he's being taken care of, Minister.
But this is the waiting room.
Precisely, sir.
But I'm Jim Hacker's special advisor.
The minister now has a whole department to advise him, sir.
Look, he needs me.
Yeah, of course he does, sir, but until the minister sends for you, would you be so good as to wait?
Sherry, Minister?
Jim.
Oh, Gin.
No, Jim. Jim, call me Jim.
Well, I think if it's all the same to you, I would prefer to call you Minister.
Minister. Oh, quite. I see what you mean. Does that mean I have to call you Private Secretary?
No, do call me Bernard.
Thank you.
Burn
You're
it.
most welcome, Minister.
Cheers, Bernard.
Your health, Minister.
Well, what now?
Minister, allow me to present Sir Humphrey Appleby, Permanent Under Secretary of State
Oh,
and
there
head
he
of the
is.
DAA.
Hello, Sir Humphrey.
Hello and welcome.
Thank you, Sir Humphrey.
I believe you know each other.
Yes, we did cross swords when the minister gave me a grilling over the estimates in the Public Accounts Committee.
I
last
wouldn't
year.
say that.
Oh, you came up with all the questions I hoped nobody would ask.
Well, opposition's about asking awkward questions.
And government is about not answering them.
Well, you answer all mine anyway.
I'm glad you thought so, Minister. Good luck.
Now, who else is in this department?
Well, briefly, sir, I am the permanent Under-Secretary of State, known as the Permanent Secretary. Woolley here's your principal private secretary. I, too, have a principal private secretary, and he is the principal private secretary to the Permanent Secretary. Directly responsible to me are 10 deputy secretaries, 87 under-secretaries, and 219 assistant secretaries. Directly responsible to the principal private secretaries are plain private secretaries, and the Prime Minister will be appointing 2 parliamentary under-secretaries, and you'll be appointing your own parliamentary private secretary.
I need to look up these terms.
Your type.
None of us can type, Minister. Mrs. Mackay types. She's the secretary.
Pity, we could have opened an agency.
Very gross.
Yes, very, very amusing, sir.
Yeah, I suppose they all say that, do they?
Certainly not, Minister. Not quite all.
Right, now then, to business. Now, you'll have to forgive me if I'm a bit blunt, but that's the sort of chap I am. Frankly, this department... I don't care for this chair very much.
We can change it, Minister.
Can you?
We can change anything, Minister. The furniture, decor, office routine, your wish is our command.
In that case, I'd like a new chair. I hate swivel chairs.
It used to be said there were 2 kinds of chairs to go with 2 kinds of minister. One sort folds up instantly, the other sort goes round and round in circles.
Now then, gentlemen. Frankly, this department has got to cut a great swathe through all this stuffy Whitehall bureaucracy. We want a new broom. We're going to throw open the windows, let in a bit of fresh air, cut through all the red tape, streamline this creaking old bureaucratic machine.
You mean a clean sweep, Minister?
That's it, a clean sweep. Far too many people just sitting behind desks. Not like us, of course. But we've got to get rid of all those people just making work for each other.
Get rid of them.
Yes.
I think you mean redeploy them, sir.
Yeah, yeah, oh, good Lord, no, I don't mean put them out of work. No, open government, that's what my party believes in. That was the main plank of our manifesto, taking the nation into our confidence. Now, how does that strike you? Do sit down.
Oh, may I?
Question.
In fact, just as you said in the House on May the 2nd last year, and again on November the 23rd, and in your Observer article, and in your Daily Mail interview, and as your manifesto made clear.
You know about that?
I'd like to have a look at these proposals, Minister. They outline the ways in which this policy could be implemented and contain draft proposals for a white paper for your approval. We thought the white paper might be called Open Government.
What? You mean it's all...
All been taken care of, Minister.
What's my job?
The creaking old bureaucratic machine. No, quite seriously. We are fully seized of the need for reform, and we have taken it on board.
I must say I'm rather surprised. I expected to have to fight you all the way along the line with this.
People do have funny ideas about the civil service. We're just here to help you formulate and implement your policies.
Proposals for shortening approval procedures in planning appeals.
Hansard, volume 497, page 1102, column B. Quote, Mr. Hacker, is the Minister aware that planning procedures make building a bungalow in the 20th century slower than building a cathedral in the 12th century? Opposition laughter and government cries of shame.
Yeah, well, they didn't actually cry shame.
Quite so, Minister.
Well, I think that's it then.
Oh, there are 1 or 2 more things, Minister.
Oh, what things?
Yes, if you would just like to check your diary for next week, Minister.
My diary? You didn't know I was coming? You didn't even know who'd win the election.
We knew there would be a minister, Minister.
Don't start that again.
I'm sorry. Even though we didn't know it would be you.
Yes, you see, Her Majesty does like the business of government to continue even when there are no politicians around.
Bit difficult, surely?
Yes. And no.
It's going to be quite...
Why is Humphrey staring at Jim like he's this tarantula and Humphrey's the wasp waiting to lay his egg? Sorry, that was a bad... So the civil service is the... Okay, I'm sorry. They're unelected and they just wait for someone elected to come in and then they can manipulate them to doing what they're supposed to do. Sorry.
Does like the business of government to continue even when there are no politicians around.
Bit difficult, surely?
Yes. And no.
It's going to be quite a busy week, Minister. 9 cabinet committees, the annual dinner of the Law Institute on Monday at 8, for which you will have to make a speech, deputation from the British Computer Association 10:30 Tuesday morning, opening the National Union of Public Employers annual meeting at 11 on Wednesday, for which you'll have to make another speech.
Wait a minute. What about all the other things I have to do?
What other things, Minister?
Well, I'm on 4 policy committees for the party for a start.
Well, I'm sure you won't want to be putting party before country, Minister.
No, of course not.
I'll just fetch your boxes, Minister.
Boxes? Already?
Yes, you see, we did manage to keep the last minister supplied with work throughout the campaign, but I fear... Well, it's not for me to criticize.
What do you mean?
Well, it's a harsh thing to say about anyone, but some of the boxes actually came back with the work not done.
If you could complete the first 4 by Saturday evening, your driver could collect them and deliver the other 2.
Villa's at home to Liverpool. I've got a surgery in my constituency on Saturday.
I suppose we could minimize the paperwork so that you need only take the major policy decisions.
No. I'll take all the decisions round here. Now then, what time shall I come in on Monday?
You catch the 7:45 train from New Street, Minister, and your driver meets you at Euston, platform 7.
Fine.
If I could just put in these draft proposals in here, and this is your key, Minister.
Jim, what is going on?
Frank, where have you been?
Stuck in the waiting room.
Do you mind? We are in private conference with the Minister.
Then I should be here too.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Now, calm down, Frank. Humphrey, Frank has got to have an office of his own in the department.
Certainly, Minister, if you insist.
I do insist.
Well, I do think we have some spare office space in Walthamstow, don't we, Bernard? Spare office space in Walthamstow, don't we, Bernard?
I don't get it.
Walthamstow?
Yes, it's surprising, isn't it? The government owns property all over London.
I don't want to be in Walthamstow.
It's in a very nice part.
Walthamstow's a very nice place, so I gather.
I need an office here in this building.
Oh, why is that?
Yes, I agree with Frank.
Well, in that case, Bernard, we must find an office here for Mr. Weasel.
Weisel.
And I want copies of all the papers that come to me to go to Frank.
All.
All.
It shall be done. All the appropriate papers.
Is he dead?
How's your new minister, Humphrey?
Learning the rules very quickly for a new boy. How's your new cabinet?
No problem. Can hardly tell the difference from the last one.
Arnold, I hear the American ambassador has been spending a lot of time with the PM these last few days.
Yes.
Defense or trade?
Both.
The aerospace systems contract?
Don't want the cabinet to hear about it yet.
This aerospace thingamy would be rather a coup for the PM, wouldn't it?
Yes, of course, it's been in the pipeline for months, but the new PM will take the credit.
So it would...
Sorry to intrude, Sir Arnold, Sir Humphrey, if you could just OK the redraft of the Minister's winding up speech, I can get it straight down to the House.
If that's not the most political...
The pipeline
it's already done, but they'll take
for
credit.
months, but the new PM will take the credit.
So it would...
Sorry to intrude, Sir Arnold, Sir Humphrey, if you could just OK the redraft of the Minister's winding up speech, I can get it straight down to the House.
Yes, of course. Would you like to join us?
Oh, thank you, Sir Humphrey. As long as I'm not too long.
Get yourself a cup of coffee. So it would be rather an embarrassment, PM, wouldn't it, if a hypothetical minister were to rock the Anglo-American boat?
Grave embarrassment.
How grave?
Man overboard, I should think.
Enough to cut short a promising new ministerial career?
No question.
What are you doing, Humphrey?
Pull up a chair, Bernard.
Yes.
And tell us
What does
you think of our new minister.
What does Humphrey up against
Absolutely fine.
Jim?
Yes. We'll have him house-trained in no time. Swallowed the whole diary in one gulp, and I gather he did his boxes like a lamb last Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, he did.
As long as we can head him off this open government nonsense.
But I thought we were calling the white paper open government.
Yes, well,
Always dispose of the difficult bit in the title. Does less harm there than in the text.
it's the law of inverse relevance. The less you intend to do about something, the more you have to keep talking about it.
But what's wrong with open government? I mean, why shouldn't the public know more about what's going on?
Burn it.
Are you serious?
Well, yes, sir. I mean, it is the minister's policy, after all.
My dear boy, it's a contradiction in terms. You can be open, or you can have government.
But surely the citizens of a democracy have a right to know.
No, they have a right to be ignorant. Knowledge only means complicity and guilt. Ignorance has a certain dignity.
But if the minister wants open government...
You don't just give people what they want if it's not good for them. Do you give brandy to an alcoholic?
If people don't know what you're doing, they don't know what you're doing wrong.
Well, I'm
This is funny and sadly true at the same time.
sorry, Sir Humphrey. I am the minister's private secretary, and if that's what he wants...
My dear fellow, you will not be serving your minister by helping him to make a fool of himself. Look at the ministers we've had. Every one of them would have been a laughingstock in 3 months had it not been for the most rigid and impenetrable secrecy about what they were up to.
What are you supposed to do about it?
Can you keep a secret?
Of course.
No, I can't.
So can I. Excuse me, I have to make a phone call.
Well, I'd better be getting this back to the minister.
Martin, has the Weasel had a copy of the invoice for the new American addressing machines?
No, Sir Humphrey. I thought you said it was sensitive.
And so it is. Get it to him today. Oh, and Martin, let him find it near the bottom of the pile.
Jim.
Yeah?
Look what I found. Oh, we've got them. We've got them by the short and curlies.
What are you talking about?
We've got Sir Humphrey Bloody Appleby and Mr. Toffee-Nosed Private Secretary Snooty Woolly just where we want them. See this? This innocent-looking piece of paper? Political dynamite.
All right, calm down, Frank. I don't even know what you're talking about.
This is an invoice for 1,000 computer video display terminals at £10,000 each. That's £10 million.
Yes, sir.
Made by the Pittsburgh Manufacturing Corporation, Inc.
Imported from America?
I know.
But we make computer peripherals in this country, in my constituency.
I know.
What about unemployment?
I know.
This must be stopped.
Sir Humphrey to see... Oh, sorry, ma'am.
No, come in. Matter of fact, I want to see you
Humphrey.
both. Come on. Sir Humphrey, take a seat.
Thank you, Minister.
Now then, Frank here has just discovered this contract for the import of £10 million worth of video display terminals from America.
Mercy?
It helps our economy.
Oh, yes. For the whole civil service in Whitehall.
They're not British.
That is unfortunately true.
But we make these machines in this country.
Not of the same quality.
Better quality. They're made in my constituency.
We were advised...
Humphrey, this contract must be stopped.
Oh, no, I'm afraid that's beyond my power, Minister. This could only be cancelled by the Treasury.
Oh, why is that?
Well, a major policy change for the civil service to cancel contracts freely entered into, especially with overseas suppliers. Of course, if you'd like to take it up with the Cabinet...
How am I to face my constituency party?
Why need they know? Why need anybody know? We can see that it never gets out.
Open government.
That's right, open government.
This
If the
isn't
order
even
can't be cancelled,
satire.
It must be published.
That's right, it must be published.
Why?
Well, why, Frank?
The manifesto. Also, it'll make your predecessor look like a traitor.
There you are. Two unanswerable reasons.
Yes, but...
You didn't bargain for this, did you?
But surely you're not suggesting that the Minister should make a positive reference to this confidential transaction in a speech.
Speech. That's it. Jim, what about that speech you're supposed to deliver?
Hole in one.
Of his employees.
That's right, Frank. I'll tell them about this scandalous contract. And we'll release it to the press today.
There. Who's running the country now, eh?
Well, yes, I
Object, Humphrey?
Well, I do think it might be regrettable, sir, if we were to upset the Americans.
The Americans? It's about time they were jolted out of their commercial complacency. It's time we started thinking of the British poor, not the American rich.
Right.
Well, Minister, if that is your express wish, the department will back you. Up to the hilt.
That is my express wish.
Then I'd better circulate the speech to the relevant departments for clearance.
Clearance? It's got nothing to do with any other department.
But surely open government demands that we should include our colleagues as well as our friends in Fleet Street.
Yes, that's fair enough, Frank.
Well, I'm not sure.
Right, thank you, gentlemen. And Humphrey,
Minister.
see that goes straight to the press, won't you?
We shall obviously serve your best interests.
Thank you. Now then, let me see. Open government. As you know, we made a pledge to the people about open government. So let's have some. I have discovered that only last month, the previous government signed a contract to import £10 million worth of office equipment for use by the civil service.
Bureaucracy.
used by the civil service bureaucracy. So, we're being fobbed off with second-rate American junk by smart aleck salesmen from Pittsburgh, while British factories stand empty. And British workmen queue up for the dole.
Unemployment
The
benefit.
dole burner. Much as I personally value the friendship of our great cousins from across the sea.
Sounds like Winston Churchill. Motorcycle, brother.
Excuse me, Minister, something's come up.
Yeah?
A minute from the Prime Minister's office.
I'm pretty busy.
Well, I do think you ought to read this, Minister.
Well, what does it say?
To inform you that the PM is planning a visit to Washington next month and is anxious that the visit will result in a valuable Anglo-American defense trade agreement. The importance of obtaining this agreement cannot be overestimated.
Fine.
Soviets.
God, has my speech gone to the press?
Well, I presume so, Minister, as you request.
Minister, I'm sorry to burst in like this, but all hell's just broken loose at number 10. Apparently, they've just seen your speech. They're asking why we didn't obtain clearance.
What did you say?
Well, I said we believe in open government, but it seemed to make things worse. The PM wants to see you in the House right
Sneaky
away.
Humphrey.
What's going to happen?
The Prime Minister giveth, and the Prime Minister taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Prime Minister.
Hello, Vic. You know, Humphrey Appleby, Vic Gould, our chief whip.
Is that the
You
PM?
really are a pain in the arse, aren't you? The PM's going up the wall.
Oh.
Hitting the roof. You can't go around making speeches like that.
It's
Open government.
Oh, shut up, Weasel. Who's asking you?
Weasel. Well, he's right, open government. I mean, it was the main plank in our manifesto. I mean, the PM believes in that.
Open, yes, but not gaping. In politics, you have to learn to say things with tact and finesse, you Burke. And when you say nothing at all. How long have you been a minister?
Week and a half?
I think you may have earned yourself a place in the Guinness Book of Records. I can see the headlines already. Cabinet splits on US trade, hacker leads revolt against Prime Minister. That's what you want, is it?
Sir Arnold. What news?
That speech is causing the Prime Minister some distress. Has it definitely been released to the press?
Well, the Minister gave express instructions before noon.
Humphrey.
I'm appalled at you, Humphrey. How could you let the Minister put himself in this position without going through the proper channels?
The Minister and I believe in open government. We want to throw open the windows and let in a bit of fresh air. Isn't that right, Minister?
No, Minister, it's good party stuff, but it puts the Prime Minister in a very difficult situation personally.
What about our commitment to open government?
This seems to be the closed season for open government.
Do you want to give thought to a draft letter of resignation, Minister? I mean, just in case.
Your way now, Humphrey.
Hush it up.
Hush it up.
Humphrey, you manipulative.
Yes, I suppose I do.
I see. You mean that within the framework of the guidelines about open government that you have laid down, you are suggesting that we should adopt a more flexible posture?
Do I? Oh, yes, yes.
Excuse me, Minister, about the press release. There appears to have been a development which could precipitate a reappraisal of our position.
Oh?
Apparently, we failed to rescind the interdepartmental clearance procedure.
Oh.
The supplementary stop order came into effect. So it's all right, Minister. Your speech hasn't gone to the press. It's only gone to the Prime Minister's private office, and the duty officer had no instructions to pass it out without clearance from the PM and the Foreign Office, the American reference, you see.
But how come?
The fault is entirely mine, Minister. The procedure for holding up press releases dates back to before the era of open government, and I unaccountably omitted to rescind it. I do hope you'll forgive this lapse.
You goddamn genius, Humphrey. He is the perfect politician. He lures you in like a fly to a spider.
I do hope you'll forgive this lapse.
Well, yes, of course. That's quite all right, Humphrey, quite all right.
Thank you, Minister.
After all, We all make mistakes.
Yes, Minister.
That's the name of the show. This is not political satire, okay? This is just a documentary of how politics works. Come in, you're elected, guys. Hey, there's democracy, you're elected, and when you get in there, bam, Humphrey's there to stop you. No, Humphrey's there to tell you what to actually do to be smart. All right, love you guys. Hope you're all doing well. Can't wait to see your comments, or if you want me to continue the series, I can do that. I am in Faulty Towers. I'm in Blackadder. I'm doing this right now. I'm just trying out a bunch of first episodes. Also to work my kind of experience or experiment on the least intrusive copyright measure I can do. So it's completely clear to me right here, but 99% chance of me having to cover parts of it. So it didn't bother you guys too much in the Faulty Towers. I'm happy about that. Hope you guys are all doing well. See you guys next time. Bye. Humphrey's awesome.